R2-D2 sold out. Boba Fett sold out. And you have to wonder, have we ever heard of Boba Fett and R2-D2? And if so, is it possible that other Star Wars characters, as popular as Boba Fett and R2, are also going to reach the sold out status? Forget about low stock warnings and wait lists. The whole thing is crashing, baby. And I'm spilling my coffee over these developments. Let's go ahead and dive into all of this right now. Alright, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show, right here at Aries Cantina, home of 6-Scale Cantina. Please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey baby, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But listen, it's really going to benefit you if you're not subscribed to do so, because the Dark Jedi is giving away some hot toys from my personal collection over the next few weeks. It's going to be on one day. It's in celebration of the 2-year anniversary here at Aries Cantina, home of 6-Scale Cantina, and also in celebration of The Mandalorian Season 3 and the Episode 1 premiere. And look, I've got a couple of them here already in some boxes. Come on. And you have to be subscribed in order to be eligible to win number one. Because if you do win and you enter the drawing and you're not subscribed, out, baby. So all you got to do, besides believe, is first and foremost, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And again, thank you for doing that. Number two, keep watching over the next week, over the next couple of weeks, and I'll be giving details. You're going to have to comment on one of the videos here at Aries Cantina. And you got to make sure that you comment. It doesn't matter how many times you comment in there. It's not going to give you a better chance. You just have to comment on the video, A, and more information on that will be forthcoming. But B, you have to be subscribed to the channel. C, you're going to have to be present on the 6-Scale Raw that I go ahead and I do this drawing on. It's all going to be in one night. And isn't it nice it's going to be more than one hot toy in the original shipping box too, baby? Because that means that you get more of a chance to win on that night. Because we're going to roll the dice a couple of times, my friends. Come on. Again, make sure you subscribe, because that's first and foremost. Do it now. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into what is going on here. My, oh my. In-stock crash. R2-D2. Sold out. Sold out. And last I checked, R2-D2, quite frankly, is a big seller in the secondary market for Star Wars hot toys. And I check quite a bit, particularly the OT one. And this one's sold out. Not even an opportunity to enter the wait list any longer. Now let's go to Boba Fett. From the book of Boba Fett, that 1/6 scale figure. It's Boba Fett, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen. And it's sold out. Can't even enter the wait list on that figure any longer. Now, I'm going to point out a bunch of things about what this all means. But before I go ahead and share some data that may help us understand what's going on here, there is a point that I want to bring to your attention. This Boba Fett from the book of Boba Fett is pretty much almost exactly the same as the Boba Fett on the throne, the Boba Fett repaint version. It's a 2.0, but it is a reissue for all intents and purposes. Just like that figure, for all intents and purposes, besides a great new paint job, is a reissue from the Boba Fett 2-pack. Again, what have I been trying to relate to you? More and more announcements. Less production on these announcements. And more 2.0s, 3.0s, so on and so forth. Kind of like, think of it as your computer and your phone and your tablet software programs. R2-D2. Let's take a sip of coffee while we think about R2-D2 for a minute. This is cool as heck looking. Coming in that Attack of the Clones anniversary packaging. We all spilled our coffee over it, baby. But it's the same mold as the OT R2-D2. And it's the same mold as the Force Awakens one. Don't call it a reissue, call it a 2.0, call it a 3.0, call it whatever you want. This is what is going on right before our eyes. And honestly, it's been going on for years. When you want to go ahead and look at Troopers. But I was saying it was going to go far beyond what we were seeing with Troopers when it comes to Star Wars. But very, very interesting developments here. And I'm going to pull this up on the screen. This is a Moff Gideon. What does Moff Gideon have to do with Boba Fett and R2? Well, I'm going to tie this all in. Moff Gideon here. Only $198, brand new. $198.50. Rounded off $199. Just $15 in shipping. Just back from January 28th. Great seller. Look at that. 1,852 feedback. Oh, 100% positive. A lot of bids. 10 bids. A tremendous amount of watchers on this one. That's all we could get from Moff Gideon. Interesting. Let's go to some more. Here's a transport trooper. From a seller we all know. Hawk Wars Toys. And 1,429 feedback now. Another outstanding seller. All 100% positive. $153. $153.50 with a bunch of bids. Look at that. 30 watchers. Pay attention to that. Only an hour and 28 minutes left. A lot of demand. A lot of desire. A lot of want for these Star Wars Hot Toys figures. Let's go to more. Let's go to more. No bids. Ended January 27th. And this was that Chrome Clone Trooper MMS 643, not even a bite, at $225. But notice the figures that I put up before started at a much, much lower opening bid, and not in the $200 ranges, $225 and above. $14.05 in shipping. And this is another outstanding seller with 1,948 feedback, all 100% positive. People want this figure. People are looking for this figure. Is it possible many collectors cannot afford this figure at even this price? And I say, yes. Start getting it out of your head about FOMO games by some retailers. While it is possible and plausible that that could be going on, not going to rule it out, start getting it out of your head that it's not really a game going on right here, but a very, very, very serious situation with this global economy, with the price of essentials, and with collectors and people looking to come into this hobby not having the expendable income right now and possibly in the foreseeable future for the rest of this year to be able to buy these figures that are in stock. Outside of the collectors that already pre-order these, that absolutely knew they were going to get these, that it was on their docket and invested in them, my belief is a lot of that juice was squeezed and exhausted. Not a game. Not a game at all. Let's go to some more. Here's a Boba Fett and the Throne. Boba Fett and the Throne. A lot of bids. $300 from another outstanding seller with over 23,000 feedback. Okay? 23,000 feedback. Just $300. A lot of bids. Tremendous amount of watchers. $40 in shipping. So what's the difference here? Retail price is $390 here in the US. Not the money at that price. Let's go to more. You're wondering what's going on with R2-D2 and what's going on with Boba Fett. I hope I'm starting to paint a little bit of a picture for you here. And here's Hawk Wars toys again. And this is Boba Fett. And this is Boba Fett without Boba Fett with the figure from, the Tusken Raider robes. And that head sculpt. Which is a different head sculpt, mind you, than the one from Boba and the Throne. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's very close, but it's different. You can only get the one from here and there, but this one's by itself. A lot of demand for this? I'd say so. With 16 bids and 32 watchers with an hour and 39 minutes left on Hawk Wars toys on eBay. $167.50. But this is a far cry from the retail price. A far cry. And honestly, speaking of Hawk Wars toys, I'm actually getting that Boba Fett from the Boba Fett and the Throne. It's in the mail, baby. I'm looking for it, Ray. If you're looking for any of these figures that I'm talking about, check out Ray here at Hawk Wars Toys. I just got my Bo-Katan recently here from Ray at Hawk Wars Toys. I cannot wait to get this Boba Fett in the throat. I heard the package is enormous. I can't wait to see Ray. What kind of comic book, baby? Yeah, when you buy from Hawk Wars Toys, you get all kinds of couple little goodies anyway. Check them out. Good seller. But anyway, looking at this here, a lot of demand. A lot of interest. Not enough money. Let's go to more. Nobody wants the Blurg. Nobody wants the OG Mando and the Blurg. Just this sold on January 22nd for $406. It's a hefty price. With $40 shipping. That's $446 without taxes. But way, way below the retail price. And what I'm trying to show you is that there is just not a whole lot of expendable income for many collectors or aspiring collectors in this current global economy, in this volatile economy at all. And that is the harsh reality of what we're looking at. So when we're trying to project, are these figures going to get in stock? Are they not going to get in stock? Are these wait lists for real? Is this really just a cat and mouse game? Is it a bunch of games? When you look at the trends that I just showed you, it kind of makes you step back, doesn't it? It kind of makes you think, doesn't it? It kind of makes you wonder if it's a game at all. Or if it's a dead hard fact on the current situation right now in this global economy for not just collectors in this community, but for all people across this great earth. Times are changing, things are changing. And for me, it is far more important right now to be able to take care of my essentials than it is to take that money and put into these collectibles. In parallel with that, buying these collectibles and growing my collection is one of the most important things in my life. What am I saying? Saying it's important. I love this. I love collecting. I love this community. I love hanging with all of you, being on these shows. And thank goodness I'm able to do that. But while I love that, I have to make adjustments. I can't buy as many figures as I was used to doing. And I was very conservative, as you know, as it is. I'm just Star Wars right now. And I'm limited into what I can get with Star Wars. I was limited. I don't get any troopers without head sculpts. Now I've had to take that a step further. There's going to be some head sculpted figures I cannot get this year. Because of this global economic situation. Because eggs are now close to $5 a dozen. Close to $5 a dozen. Because it almost costs me $4 a gallon to put gas in my cars. And some of you cost a lot more depending on where you dwell, and I know it. And you can see that this brings great joy to a lot of people. With the auctions and with the data I was just bringing up. 10 bids, 20 bids, 30 bids. 10 watchers, 30 watchers, 60 watchers. It's the same thing when you collect. I'm going to use vintage Star Wars, for instance. Especially with the mint on card, the mock, or the mint in box, the MIBs, or the mint in seal box, the MISBs. When the economy is good, you see so many bidders. Why does the bidding stop at a certain point and one person wins? Because the other people didn't win because it got to a point where they just weren't comfortable. They just couldn't go another bit. There just wasn't another dollar they were willing to spend. And you have to wonder, is that actually a good thing? And I say, yes. It's good. You put stopgaps. For us to be able to enjoy this hobby and enjoy collecting, my goodness, you need to have parameters. We should always collect what we love. But my goodness, have a darn budget and have a stopgate to be able to make sure you can take care of yourself and your family and your needs. First and foremost, baby. And in a way, I believe that this is healthy. Healthy in a couple of ways. Number one, when you get stuff like this, and I believe that this is a real situation. And while I believe that this could get back, absolutely 1,000% this can get back in stock and this could be all a game. And we'll talk about that. And I've already talked about that. There's a big part of me that believes this is absolutely for real. And why is this a good thing? Because we're really going to have to take a deep dive into what we want. What figures do I really want? If this is for real, what figure is going to make us say, what figures do we really want? Okay, well, I really want this one. I really want that one. I wanted that one, but okay. Well, if you're going to start saying, okay. As soon as you're like, okay. It's like, you're going to marry her? You're going to marry him? Okay. Well, I'll give this one, I got my little black book. Okay. Well, then you really know. Okay? Then you start breaking out of habitual habits and start streamlining it to perhaps more essential joy of where you're in. And 9 times out of 10, if you collect that way, you're going to hold on to that figure. You're not going to sell that figure. Unless you want to get out of that collection, which is collecting 101, part of it. Or unless you get in a situation where you have to get out of it, which is the other joy of this, which I'm going to point out in a minute. Because sometimes that is going to happen. How many times have I seen collectors, and how many times have I done this in the past, where I bought something and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And I'm waking up in the morning, I'm looking, oh, yeah, I'm so glad I got that. I'm so glad I got that. Yeah. A week later, yeah. A month later, yeah. 3 months later, it's up on eBay. Because I really didn't want it. So I wasted an energy, and I wasted time buying it, and I wasted time looking into it, and I wasted time thinking about it, and I wasted time trying to budget for it. Now I'm wasting more time overthinking about it, and then selling it, and then hoping I could get my money back for it, and try to make every penny I could for it, and listing it, and talking about it, and explaining it to the buyer, and then dragging my butt to the post office to mail it. For what? I got my dark side out again. You don't see me doing it with that baby. Because I really wanted that piece. And is it possible that this situations really, really help in that regard? And I say, yes. And look, I understand the point. Well, what about the collectors that want everything? I want everything, baby. Of course, I want everything. Who doesn't want it all? Come on. I understand. You have to ration. That's the economy we're in. And I think it's healthy and a good thing. And sure, if I get to a point where the economy breaks, if I ever get to the point where I could just buy, tremendous. I'd love to be able to buy and have my collection look like Sam Sweets. If you don't know who he is, go look it up on YouTube. One of the best Star Wars collections out there. And if you're into collecting vintage Star Wars stuff, oh, baby. Baby. Look up Sam Sweet Vintage Star Wars. You'll have yourself a joyful ball looking at that. And you see, and here's the thing about that too. I look at that now, and I'm not envious. And I don't try to be like him. I just have joy. And I'm going to try and collect what I can and when I can. But if I'm in a race to get there, I'm going to have no enjoyment at all. And it's going to become more habitual. And it's going to become a burden. And it's going to be like a large albatross around my neck. And it's going to drag me down. While I want everything, and I want to get everything that I love, I need to streamline it on what do I really, really, really love, and try and get that and parse it out. This is a good thing. Why else is this a good thing? Wouldn't it suck if this wonderful Bo-Katan that I got off Ray at Hawk Wars Toys, if I ever wanted to sell it, and instead of $285 or putting it up for $315 or maybe even $400, I have to put it up for $185. If I had to put it up for $105, if I had to put a starting bid up for $49.99. I don't want that with these Hot Toys. If that's what I've got to do, if the only way I can have collectability is to get the old A New Hope Leia, the old Hans from A New Hope, Stormtrooper disguise and regular, to get a Chewbacca from The Force Awakens or from A New Hope, to get an Obi-Wan from A New Hope or from The Revenge of the Sith, if that's the only way I can get collectability is to go spend those grail prices and then wait for those to go up, but any of these new Hot Toys are just going to be a loser, and I'm going to lose my arse? What do you think I got out of Black Series and Hasbro? I got out of that stuff real quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because you can never go... Who wants to invest where it's going to depreciate that fast? You got to deal with that with automobiles, for the most part. I don't want to deal with that with this kind of stuff here. And you shouldn't either. Now, if I was a billionaire, I could care less. But I'm not. And that's the other good thing about this, is it's going to bring collectability back real quick, fast, in a hurry in this hobby. And I, for one, welcome it. It's going to bring collectability. That doesn't mean that every piece is going to be a grail. It doesn't. Some pieces are going to go like the arena suit Boba Fett. And because it was a desired look for Fett, and because it's Boba Fett, and because he only made 3,000, it became one of those instant grail pieces. Kind of like that Rey and Dio, which is not quite a grail yet, like that arena suit, but went up very, very high. And holds very, very steady, even in this bad economy. And I was showing that last week. Because it's Rey. She's one of the main characters in Star Wars. And mesmerizing. and a Jedi. And you get a character that's polarizing like that, and very, very limited made, and it has a potential to go high. But not every one of these are going to be. Even with this new pre-order only model, what it looks like that this is. And I've been talking about that for months. But you know, I can pull this back up onto the screen. Here you go. And this was very limited run, and it went on waitlist. And right now in this economy, and because this is fresh, this isn't an old grail like the Han Solo Stormtrooper, or is it Han Solo? But this is fairly new, meaning that everybody that was going to get this, there was opportunity to get this figure, even though it wasn't up for 7 months. There was still a long opportunity to get this figure, and $225, not a bite. Even with just the $14 in shipping, not a bite. So even if this was, and listen very, very carefully to some of my points here, why this is a good thing. Imagine if this was still in stock at Sideshow. Here is the cream of everything I'm trying to say. Let's say that this was still in stock at Sideshow. They wouldn't even be able to get rid of it at the retail price. And it's a darn clone trooper, people. Pay attention, please. Why didn't they get an extra 1,000 of these? Because this is what's going to happen if they do. Let me say that again. Why didn't they get an extra 1,000 of these? Because this is what they would have to be dealing with. Is it catching on? And even when it's limited like this, we have to swim through to get collectability. And for me, for one, if I'm going to continue to collect these, I want collectability, darn it. This is very, very important that this happens. Very important. I want some value in my collection. I'm not investing in it like a 401k. I already told you that that's a mistake when it comes to toys. I don't care what toy line it is. But I'm certainly not buying any toys, whether it's vintage Star Wars or whether it's G.I. Joes or whether it's this, to depreciate like a car off the showroom floor. Are you kidding me? You could take that somewhere else, baby. Not interested. You shouldn't be interested in it either, unless you got buku bucks, and that's fine, or money to burn. Then who cares? If they have this in stock, extra right now, an extra 1,000, just an extra 1,000, just an extra 500. Be up a creek without a paddle, baby. So is it possible that that's exactly what's going on when you look at this R2-D2 sold out? Is it possible that that's what you're looking at with this Boba Fett sold out? Is it possible that that is exactly why it is sold out? Because even with 500 pieces, you're going to be dealing with what you're dealing with that clone trooper. You have to wonder. Has the Dark Jedi been right about lower production? More announcements? and more 2.0s, reissues, whatever you want to call it? I think so. And I think that that's what we're seeing. And I think we've been seeing it. And I think it's a good thing. Holds collectability. Gives it the opportunity. Gives it the chance, anyway, to have collectability. Plants the seeds for possibilities of grailability. Because I don't just want collectability, baby. I want grailability. That's what it's all about. I want my collection to be worth something. I want to have that extra joy. Even though I'm not interested in moving that dark side Anakin, I like that it's worth what it is. Am I okay that it's gonna go down in value, depending on what the 2.0 looks like? Yeah, I'm fine, because that's the name of the game, and I've been in the game a long time, and I understand that's how it goes. But it's always going to be worth something, because they're not going to straight out put it out exactly the way it is. It's going to have a different paint job. It's going to have a couple of different differences. But I've been in this long enough to realize I'm not going to get too upset if it loses a couple $100. It's okay. I get more upset if it loses stuff on the stock market and stuff like that. Sure. Well, that's a whole different ball game. But you shouldn't be doing that when it comes to toys. Just in my view. But I'm sure as heck not going to be buying these pieces, baby, and have them depreciate 50% overnight. I'm not going to buy them no more. I'm going to get the heck out. And because of this change, I'm not getting out. Because of stuff like this, I'm staying in. Giving it to you real here. This is why you're going to get so many Boba Fetts. It's fun to talk about. I laugh. Am I going to get every version? No. I'm not going to be able to. Am I going to enjoy seeing every version? Yes. The R&D's already invested in this. It's okay that this is on Waitlist, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Why, Aries? Why? They're going to lose money on this. Oh, my goodness. No, they're not. They've already made money off of this with the 2-pack. What are you talking about, Aries, the 2-pack? This is the 2-pack Boba Fett. There's the same mold. Different paint apps. This is also Boba Fett and the Throne. It's the same one. That's what this is. And when they give you this version from The Mandalorian Season 3, they would use it a 4th time. And really, there's going to be a battle in Mandalore. He's going to call for Boba Fett's help, and he's going to get battle damage. He's going to be battle damaged. He's going to have some battle worn anyway. You get a version like that? I say, yes. You get another one. Probably have a segment in there where they go on a stealth mission. Maybe have to paint it like that arena suit Boba Fett, like a stealth fighter. Him and Mando. You get that version too? I say, yes. Am I going to buy them both? I don't know. I didn't buy the arena suit Boba Fett. Don't have all that money. I'd like it, but I'm not like obsessed with it. And Hot Toys knows that. Sideshow knows that, which is why only 3,000 of those are made. So it's okay that you won't buy it. It's okay that I won't buy it. 1,500 to 3,000 people will, and that's why it's going to be lower production runs and more announcements. Lower production runs because you're not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. More announcements is because they got to be able to make the money off the mold, which is what you've been getting here. With this version, with the repaint version of the Throne, with the 2-pack version, with the version you're going to get and the version after that. And this version. Well, that's too many areas. We can't keep up with it all. They're not going to do all those versions. Yes, they are. Because not everybody's going to be able to buy all those versions. Because there's not enough expendable income in the economy. So they have to put out all those versions. And I'm not going to buy them. But anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 people will. And when you add, let's go with the 3,000. 3,000 here. 3,000 there. 3,000 here. 3,000 there. 3,000 here. All of a sudden, 3 times 5 different versions equals 15,000. That's a pretty good run. You're done. What about this figure? I missed out on an R2. No, you didn't. You're gonna get it with this, you're gonna get R2, the same exact mold for the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary packaging. You heard it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. Don't worry about it. That 3PO that's gonna go out. That's already on waitlist. Don't worry, you're gonna get 3PO from Return of the Jedi. You're gonna have to wait forever for that A New Hope one, but you're gonna get it from every other darn movie and probably show. They'll save that one for the end. They have to. This is the way. This is the way. This is also the way. This is going up in a secondary market. You can't get this anywhere. This isn't in stock everywhere. You can't get this at Big Bad Toy Store. You can't get this at Monkey Depot. You can reach out to Hawkworth Toys. I'm sure Ray can keep an eye out for you. He can get it from a collection. He can get it. But this isn't in stock everywhere. This isn't in stock at Sideshow. And some of these Grail-type figures, and I wouldn't necessarily call this a Grail, although maybe it is, in a way. Man, $462 in this economy, not including the $53 in shipping. It is new. And when they're new, they're going to go for a little bit more. Pretty good seller. Not a whole lot of feedback, but enough and 100% positive. You going to get a 2.0 with this? For the Return of the Jedi packaging? If I was Hot Toys, I already got this in the docket. Why am I letting it sell? Goodness gracious, are you kidding me? I'd probably do a 2-pack of this. But how many people are going to want it? You already got the mold for it. All you got to do is make 1,000 of them. There you go. Sold. I honestly could see this coming in a 2-pack. I wouldn't buy the 2-pack Ares. Well, 1,000 people would, and then they make money. R&D's already done. It's coming. You heard it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. I really believe it's coming. So is the same head sculpt. Look at this. Right from January 26th. Continues to go up. With 17 bits. $320. Just 12 feedback away from 188 feedback. All 100% positive. Leia, Bounty Hunter Boost Disguise. Leia Huttslayer. Did you watch Aries Tarrington's Drunk on Coffee? Come on, you know you love Aries Tarrington's Drunk on Coffee and Spotchka. Let's look at these best sellers. Long gone are the days of we're going to have to wait 18 months between Leias and 18 months or 2 years or 36 months between Padmes. This Padme was #1 for 4 weeks. Are you kidding me? From Attack of the Clones from 20 years ago. Like, no relevance today. Like, there's Padme. And somewhere between 5 to 7 months, this is going to get the low stock warning and going to go join the waitlist and waitlist full and going to be sold out. And right at that time, not 18 months away, but probably 5 to 7 months, you're going to get your other you're going to get your other Padme. You're going to get your other Queen Amidala. You're going to get a Queen Amidala up on pre-order at least twice a year. If not more. They're going to be reusing this head sculpt over and over and over again. Especially because, as hot as this is, and as beautiful as this is, it's #1 for 4 weeks. And it's up there in the top 5 or the top 10, whatever, selling very, very well. That juice is being squeezed out of this. And everybody who's going to be getting this, or a lot of them, are going to be getting it right now. And continuing to get it over the next 7 months, 5, 7 months. By that time, it's going to be fairly exhausted. Then it's going to get a low stock warning, and more people are going to jump on the bandwagon with this. It's going to sell more. You're going to squeeze that juice a little more, baby. You're going to squeeze the juice. Then it's going to go on waitlist. Then you're really going to squeeze the juice. Then people are going to join the waitlist, baby. They're going to go ahead and get 1,000 of her in stock. Remember, just showing you the Chrome Trooper. I say no. Because if you put out Queen Amidala, one of the 10,000 dozen versions of different looks that she has, you got a much better shot using this head sculpt, putting it on a different body, changing the clothes, and saying, hey, this is this version, that version, this version. We're putting out 1,500, 2,000 of these. Put those up on pre-order. You not only got a much better shot of selling those, you're going to sell those. They're going to be gone. Although some collectors won't buy it because this is all that they want. They already know that. Because long gone are the days of 10,000 runs of each pieces. 8,000 runs of each piece. Especially pieces like this where they're just not going to be making that kind anyway. They're going to be putting out the 2.0s and they're not going to wait 18 months to do it. Because you could be out of business by then. You've got to generate the income now. The times have changed. Again. Not better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. But more announcements, less production, more 2.0s. That's Papa Aries. Plus, in the Mandoverse, how many of these characters keep popping up again? With Favreau and Filoni and the whole 9 yards. Again, anytime Boba Fett shows up, anytime Mando shows up in Ahsoka, another Mando figure. Boba Fett shows up in Ahsoka, another Boba figure. Ahsoka shows up in Mando, another Ahsoka figure. They show up in this series, another figure. They get battle damage, another figure. They paint something different, another figure. You don't buy it, it doesn't matter. Go figure, because a few thousand people will buy it. That's the name of the game. And we're going to play a great game tomorrow. It's Super Bowl season. And check this out, baby. It is Super Pre-Order Bowl 1 here at Aries Cantina, home of 6-scale Cantina. And you have to wonder, is it going to be the Super Pre-Order Bowl tomorrow on 6-scale Raw? With this year's Pre-Order Bowl being Fett versus Mando. Look at that. And who will win? You have to wonder. But you're going to have to tune in tomorrow, because just how many versions of Boba Fett could we be getting? And just how many versions of The Mandalorian could we be getting? And who will win? And who will get more? And find out tomorrow on 6 Scale Raw. And what you gonna do when the Dark Jedi gives you the Super Pre-Order Bowl tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Yo. Oh, make sure you tune into this, baby. This is gonna be fun. Will it be 1 Fett? 2 Fets? 3 Fets? 4 Fets? 5 Fets? Will it be 1 Mando? 2 Mandos? 3 Mandos? 4 Mandos? 5 Mandos? Well, I don't know. Could it be 1 Spider-Man? 2 Spider-Mans? 3 Spider-Mans? 4 Spider-Mans? 5 Spider-Mans? Could it be 1 Iron Man? 2 Iron Mans? 3 Iron Mans? 4 Iron Mans? 5 Iron Mans? Forget about Luke. And forget about Vader. How about Boba Fett? Forget about Luke. Forget about Vader. What about the Mandalorian? And how many Grogus? That should be the other thing. We should have the Grogu Bowl. How many how many little Grogu statues can we be getting with all of these figures? No, I think we're going to be getting a lot of the new Mickey Mouse. You know, that's what Grogu is. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the first ever pre-order bowl here at Aries Cantina, home of 6 Scale Cantina. Woohoo! Give a full paddle in the house. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be counting them down, baby. We'll have to see how many I say no's there are and how many I say yeses there are. But I can tell you one thing's for damn sure. You're going to be getting a lot of Boba Fett's. And you're going to be getting a lot of Mandalorians. And you're going to be having a battle of Mandalore in The Mandalorian Season 3. And forget about the new looks. You're talking about battle damage. You're talking about battle worn. You're talking about stealth outfits and all kinds of goodies. My God. My goodness. And in this Mandoverse, crossing over into so many series, there's not a chance in the world. We talked about this with Luke. Luke shows up in The Mandalorian Season 3, which you know he is. That's a figure. They're not passing on. Oh, we'll pass on Luke. That won't sell. How long was Padme #1? How long was Luke #1 with the Bespin, an irrelevant figure from 1980? Come on. Any opportunity. Again, but what you're seeing are limited runs. And when you have these limited runs, this is exactly why you're going to be getting so many different versions of these figures. Please go ahead and smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe because, again, as I told you before, in celebration of 2 years here at 6 Scale Cantina, I'm giving away a couple of my Hot Toys. And you're going to have to pay the shipping on it, but I'll give them away and I'll drive them to the post office. Remember, all you got to do is make sure, #1, you're subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe now. And yes, I'll use the system that'll weed out the non-subscribers. If you get through, I'll still look before I ship it. If you're not subscribed, I'm not going to send it. That's all you got to do. And I'll take care of the rest. Again, you pay the shipping. And you're going to have to be present on the live show. More information's coming. But listen. Celebrating The Mandalorian Season 3, the premiere, and celebrating 2 years here. And there are going to be Mandalorian figures sponsored by me. And if you liked what you heard here today, you may want to consider joining the channel. I talk about it a lot. It's a fun channel. #1, if you join the channel, you get to join the live show. So for all you Cantina insiders, there's going to be a live show this coming Wednesday. this coming Wednesday, coming up here this week, you're going to want to tune in live. We're going to be live this coming Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Insiders only for members. And it's going to be Aries live. You get to see me live. We get to spill our coffee. And if you join the channel, you're going to be able to see that live show coming up here this week. And it's not very expensive to do it. And I tell you, it's a low price. And I don't have these different tiers. You get everything when it comes in. And if you go to sixscalecantina.com, you get to get on any of the menu pages in this yellow box. Like, look at this here. Mace Windu production numbers. Do I kind of have an idea what the numbers are going to be? Yes. You're going to have to join the channel to see what I have to say and what kind of information I have on that. I got all kinds of cool stuff on here. All you got to do is just look at all the stuff in yellow, see everything that it comes with here. These are just some examples, some very few examples. You could also click on that little join button, see everything that it comes with. Go ahead and join the channel. Again, this coming Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, I will be live, but just for insiders. Go ahead and make sure you join the channel. I do appreciate your support. Also, we're almost at 1,000 members on Facebook. It's an awesome, awesome community. Everybody's welcome. Everybody knows your name, and everybody's always glad that you came. I got the link to the social media within the video description below. Go join it now. My Instagram, I do a lot of cool stuff, little short videos. Got that link in there as well. I don't always buy coffee out. But when I do, my friends, I buy it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
RigHTTT